It's become almost like a daily television show. The reporters, the fearsome reporters of the White House press corps versus the White House press secretary. A lot of days these briefings, and I've been to many of them, can kind of drone on and get into the weeds of policy. When something is hot, there's a big controversy, a big political story in the air, something about a war or Russia or scandal, or you name it, it can get pretty heated. And you see the clips again and again and again on all of the networks. Well, this might change in the Trump administration. We're getting those signals first from Reince Priebus and now from Sean Spicer. He's the RNC spokesman who talked to Megyn Kelly, probably an incoming White House communications official that hasn't been officially announced. And he said that maybe there won't be daily White House press briefings. Let's start right there. It's actually pretty important, and I'm not just acting here as a card-carrying journalist who thinks we should have all the access we need, but that once a day, most days, and usually when the president is traveling, it happens on a plane or on the road, that reporters get a chance to question somebody from the administration. The press secretary, whoever he or she might be, is the face of the administration. And, all kinds of reporters get to ask questions. It's not just the big shots. If you work for a financial paper or a foreign newspaper, you might get to ask something in your area or specialty. But more important, I've seen this. I've actually sat into the way the press secretary and his staff prepare for these things. They have to decide what the policy is going to be. Press secretary goes out there with a thick briefing book, can't just freelance. So it's actually an important exercise on both sides. Journalists get to ask questions on behalf of you folks, the public, and the spokesman or deputy spokesman, whoever happens to be that day, gets to not just play defense, but to drive a message. The president may want something put out, maybe to take a shot at a political opponent. Donald Trump could do that on Twitter, that's true. And then the question is whether the briefing should be televised. Sean Spicer says maybe not. They've become a spectacle. Okay, that is true. And these briefings started to be televised thanks to Mike McCurry, who was Bill Clinton's press secretary, and it's kind of become institutionalized. And there's no question that having this on camera turns it into political theater. You watch the reporters, they try to ask very sharp, finely honed, confrontational questions so they can show the clip on the newscast. I asked Mr. So-and-so how he could justify this policy. And the press secretaries as well know they need a good soundbite that they're going to get 10, 15, 20 seconds at most to make the case on whatever the daily story or controversies may be. In an age of cable news, I think that is useful. But I could also see the argument that when you do it, and there are some briefings called gaggles that occur off camera, pen and pencil briefings, everything's a little quieter. It's a little easier for both questioners and those providing the answers to do it without all the bombast. But, look, President Trump can do whatever he wants, but if he tries to seriously curtail us, there's going to be an intense reaction on the part of the White House press corps, which really considers this not just a chance to show off, but really a chance to extract information, because a lot of times it's hard to get anybody else on the phone, particularly on some sensitive policy. So we'll see whether this turns into a big battle. In the end, the president won the election. He gets to do what he wants.